Here's the thing, a lot of agents, even those with years of experience, they kind of get stuck on this belief that they've got to know all the things in order to succeed in real estate. Y'all, you will never, ever know all the things. And that is okay because it's not just improbable, it's actually impossible. Why? As you may have heard me say before, the biggest variable in every transaction, it's not the market, not the house, not even the contract. It's people, right? People are wild cards. They're unpredictable. They're emotional, but mostly they're all different. And so that means there's that many different variables. You simply cannot know the solutions for that many different variables. But I promise you, in the crazy world of real estate, everything is figure outable. And as we say right here on our show, The Crazy Agent Dinner Party, yeah, real estate is crazy, and you don't have to be. Do you ever sit back and like think about how crazy our job actually is? Seriously, think about the realities of real estate. It's these high stakes, high stress. It's not so much like a job as it is this like high pressure game where emotions run rampant, right? For buyers, it's usually like the biggest purchase they're ever going to make. And for sellers, it's typically their largest asset. And they've tied all these memories and expectations and dreams to that house. And so when you combine all of that with real life, the stress of moving and financial concerns and timing and family dynamics and work, I mean, gosh, sometimes even low blood sugar can come into play. Or y'all, how about this? Have you ever worked with an opposing agent who is maybe part-time or who is freaking out, losing their mind because maybe they haven't had a closing in several months. And so they're like, this deal's got to close. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? And you're dealing with people who are feeling the pressure and they want reassurance and they want confidence and they want to know that you are giving them sound advice. So I get it. I know why you think that you need to know all the things. I've actually worked with thousands of agents over these past 2 decades and have personally closed thousands of transactions myself. So I definitely understand that there's really three main reasons why agents think that they need to know it all. Number one, obviously nobody wants to look incompetent, right? Nobody wants to feel like they're fumbling through a transaction, especially with the high stakes in it for the clients. Number two, imposter syndrome. Listen, everybody suffers from this at some point. You might think like, if I don't know everything, like what am I even doing here? Y'all, the secret is nobody knows everything, not even the top producers, not even 21 years. It's impossible to know all the things. I literally learn something new every week. And the third one is the weight of the responsibility, right? As an agent, you're trusted with guiding clients through one of the most significant moments of their lives. It is a heavy load, and it's easy to think that knowing everything is the only way to carry it well. Friends is a master of carrying ridiculously heavy loads for decades now, I can assure you. In the name of real estate, the game of real estate rather, success is really understanding that your job is gathering and leveraging information and removing as much of the emotion as you can as possible. It's data. Data will always deliver results. And maybe that might sound arbitrary at the moment, so let's tackle it from a different angle. The key is not knowing everything. The key is knowing enough. And more importantly, knowing how capable you are, and also knowing other industry professionals can help guide you through all the nuances. And there's a lot of them. Your clients don't expect you to be like a walking real estate encyclopedia. They don't expect you to be a home inspector or an insurance professional or a lender or to know the millage rates or the impact fees off the top of your head. They want to know that their agent knows the basics extremely well. So your market conditions, your pricing strategies, your contract negotiations, and the timelines to keep them safe, right? Clients want to know that an agent can find answers if they don't know something and can they do it quickly and accurately, right? And I can definitely tell you from experience what they really need and what they want most of the time. And actually every successful transaction needs this now that I think of it. They want an agent who knows how to stay calm. If you are composed, this will reassure your clients that you are in control, even when things get chaotic. That is a tough one. So what do you do when you don't know the answer? Please just stay honest. Saying, you know what, that's a great question. Let me find out for you is way better than pretending that you know something and getting it wrong. You will not be serving anyone well with misinformation. I mean, honestly, there is nothing worse than cleaning up a well-meaning blanket statement. For instance, I actually had this really sweet agent once who she gave a buyer information about a down payment amount for an investment property. Y'all, she wasn't a lender and she was dead wrong. The buyer was just so disappointed, and it really did take a lot of convincing to kind of keep her with that agent. So if you don't know it to be true, please do not say it. Clients really do appreciate honesty and effort over false confidence. Another thing to do if you don't know the answer, utilize your resources. Like I said, call your broker, your mentor, your coach, or again, the other professionals that are in the transaction, especially if it's in their lane, call them. Like the most prevalent issue I see almost every transaction when a realtor partner calls me, it usually involves insurance, and they're freaking out over like an old roof or some pipe or whatever. And my first response is always like, so what options did your insurance agent provide for you? And 9.9 times out of 10, they did not call the insurance agent before they called me freaking out. So remember, you're collecting data and information to provide options and solutions. So you can't provide options or solutions on what ifs, right? Well, I don't know. So if you take anything away from this video, think of the C's. The C's are what clients really need from you. Confidence in your ability to navigate the process, even when unexpected things happen. Clarity in the chaos. Help them to understand their options and the consequences of their decisions for each of those options. That means knowing them before you give them. That's super vital. And consistency in communication. Regular updates and a steady hand are more valuable than knowing every answer up front. Remember why it's impossible to know everything, because real estate isn't a static industry. It's not a cake recipe. There's not two transactions that are ever going to be the same. Every client is different. Their motivations, their fears, their expectations are specific to them. And every property is unique. Like even two homes on the same street can have vastly different challenges. Real life adds layers. Job changes, divorces, death, disease, kids, pets, financing hurdles. Like again, infinite variables. Endless variables. People are people, and you are in the business of people. So understand and accept that real estate is emotional, and that is okay because it's a personal business, but you cannot take it personally. And as a professional, while it is your job to take as much of the emotion out of it, it's also vitally important that you acknowledge that real estate isn't just financial or logistical. It is deeply emotional, and it is your business, but it's their life. And so you need to be prepared for the usual array of emotions. Buyers are often filled with excitement or fear or a little bit of doubt, and sellers can feel nostalgic or anxious. Sometimes they're sad. Every now and then they're angry. And as the agent, yes, you're going to be caught in the middle of that swirling emotion. So don't get overwhelmed. It's all normal. Focus on what matters. A solid understanding of the fundamentals, your ability to adapt and learn quickly, and the confidence to say, I will find out for you. When you don't know something, that is okay. Real estate is a people business, and people are unpredictable. That's what makes it challenging, but also what makes it incredibly rewarding. So take the pressure off yourself to be perfect. Focus on being prepared, staying calm, and always, always learning. Because at the end of the day, your clients don't need a know-it-all. They need someone that they can trust and count on to help them through the wild ride that is real estate.